Hello everyone and welcome back to another season of The Committee Reads. I am your host Kaiju X, and with me today I have Fat Bacon Unicorn, Grayshot 151, John Alex Wayne, and Nagoda. That's right, Alex, you're now legally known as John Alex Wayne.
Awesome.
And today we will be going over match 122, Utsuno Ikusagami versus Spyler and Wargilgar by Christian Saliber. San Francisco was under attack. The people of the city by the bay fled in terror as buildings crumbled under the might of the alien monstrosities that were invading their hometown. The Earth's military had done their best to repel the evil creatures, but Spyler and Wargilgar were not to be denied. The two terror beasts were cutting a path of destruction through the city, slowly making their way towards the city's famous Golden Gate Bridge. The evil duo were intent on destroying the landmark and weren't about to let anything get in their way. Fortunately for the citizens of San Francisco, fate had other plans. Pass.
Jesus, that was 3?
Yep.
Fuck.
Oh, sorry. The clouds suddenly parted, allowing the sunlight to shine right through. The light grew more intense, forcing the terror beasts to shield their eyes. Just as the sun threatened to blind every living thing in the city, it just as suddenly faded. Left standing in its place was a mighty armored figure, its arms held down in its sides. Turning around, the space monster took note of the new arrival and screeched eagerly, "Was this their cursed nemesis zone fighter?" Their eyes still a little sensitive from the blinding light, they started making their way towards the silver being. Utsuno Ikusagami glared at them with disgust. The mighty sun god, oh thank god, someone knows another term that's not Utsuno Ikusagami,
Oh boy.
was not about to tolerate such evil deeds. He was about to show the alien empire attacking there just what a mistake they had made by wiping out their two living weapons. If that was not enough, he would turn his wrath on the Garoga themselves. Either way, the countless innocents that had lost their lives due to the monster's attack would be avenged. Clenching his fist, Ikusagami charged. Pass?
Yep.
Spyler and... how do you pronounce his name?
Wargilgar.
Wargilgar. Okay.
Wargilgar.
Thank you.
Wargilgar.
Okay. Spyler and Wargilgar slammed into him at the same time, halting his advance. The two terror beasts pushed against the armored warrior, but he pushed back, and his strength was great. They continued to shove Izagami, trying to get him to fall, but the knight stood fast. Pulling his arms back, Izagami suddenly threw them forward, slamming his fists into the alien creature's stomach, knocking them flat onto their backs. They quickly got back to their feet and attacked again, swinging their clawed arms at the warrior's face, but the mighty god thwarted this as well, blocking their hits with his arms. Acting quickly, Izagami snatched his wrists in his hand, skillfully flipping them to the ground. The gold and silver warrior looked down at the two space monsters as they scrambled to get back to their feet. Surely the champions of an invading alien race would prove a better challenge than this. As if reading his mind, Spyler was back on his feet in an instant, throwing his arms up. The knobs on his chest erupted with flashes of lights, forcing Izagami to shield his face with his arms. With the ancient warrior distracted, Wargilgar opened his mandibles and spilled forth a stream of searing fire, engulfing the armored guardian. Izagami stumbled back, trying to get away from the flames. Wargilgar suddenly caught off his attack, only for Spyler to lunge forward, body slamming Izagami and sending him crashing through the Trans-American Pyramid, bringing it and the surrounding building down around him. The terror beast shrieked with evil glee as their opponent was buried under thousands of tons of concrete. But the sun god wasn't out. Cloud debris exploded as Utsuno Ikusagami emerged, his back now housing twin gold bladed wings, his vibrating rapidly. They cut through the rubble, allowing the holy warrior to escape and continue the fight. Disappointed that their foe was still alive, the terror beasts were nevertheless glad the battle wasn't over and charged. Izagami had other plans, however, and leapt high into the air. His wings carrying him high over his alien opponents landed behind the two, and turning around, he unleashed a golden beam from his forehead and washed it across the ground in front of them, knocking them off their feet in a series of explosions. Wargilgar was back on his feet and unleashing another current of flame at the god. But Izagami was ready this time, generating a shield of energy that stopped the fire cold. Wargilgar continued spitting fire at Izagami, but despite the intense heat, it could not break through the warrior's shield. Spyler screeched as he charged, ready to tackle the armored god once again. Just as he was within reach, Izagami lashed out, clenching Spyler by the neck and tossing him through the air, causing him to smash into the ground with a thunderous crash. Beyond Izagami, with his shield exposed as if it was finally overwhelmed by Wargilgar's fire, he turned to face the oncoming terror beast, stopping his pincers before they made contact with his face. Spyler attacked next, slamming his large claws against Izagami's wings. The knight was finding it hard to defend himself, and so he unleashed a shock wave of his holy power, knocking both monsters to the ground. Pass.
The two creatures quickly rose to their feet, their skins smoking from the blast. Ikusagami flexed his arms as he prepared for their next attack, but much to the Guardian's surprise, they didn't attack again. They turned and fled. The ancient knight watched as they trampled several smaller structures underfoot as they ran, apparently trying to escape from the sun god's wrath. Ikusagami was about to let them flee when he suddenly realized where they were heading, directly for the Golden Gate Bridge. Ikusagami would not allow them to destroy the bridge and took to the air, quickly overtaking the two beasts and landing between them and the bridge. The two monsters screeched in frustration as they found themselves faced with the Holy Warrior once again. Wargilgar attacked first, swinging his clawed arms at Ikusagami, but the knight skillfully deflected the blow. He then planted his fist into Wargilgar's stomach, knocking him to the pavement. Spyler attacked, shrieking wildly, assaulting Ikusagami's armor with his claws. The silver-plated warrior knocked Spyler away with a pimp hand, then unleashed his medallion ray. The golden beam exploded against Spyler's chest, slamming the terror beast to the ground as it charred his blue and orange flesh. As Spyler squealed in pain, his chest smoking, Wargilgar attacked again, firing a cannon blast from his mouth. The projectile threw sparks as it exploded against Ikusagami's torso, causing him to stagger back. Ikusagami put his foot down behind him to keep him from skidding any further back, as his wings were threatening to slice it into the bridge. Opening his pincers, Wargilgar pounced towards Ikusagami, but the God Knight opened fire with his golden ray once again, blasting the terror beast square in the chest and sending him sailing through the air, crashing down with a thud. Stepping forward, Ikusagami took hold of Spyler and hoisted him high into the air, then tossed him towards his ally. The two evil creatures cried out in pain as Spyler crashed atop Wargilgar. For a moment, they writhed about, obviously hurt, but their pain lasted for only a moment. Ikusagami watched in frustration as Spyler and Wargilgar pulled themselves back up, still willing to continue their battle. He decided it was time to finish this, and held out his hand. In a burst of energy, his sword appeared. Striking a brief pose with it, he took a step forward before his wings carried him towards the two extraterrestrials. His pincers snapping open and shut, Wargilgar paid no attention as the blade of Ikusagami's sword began to glow bright blue. This was a mistake. Pass.
Swinging the sword horizontally, Ikusagami cleaved the energy blade clearly through Wargilgar's body, immediately coming to a halt. The terror beast toppled to the ground and exploded into a ball of fire. His feet skidding across the pavement, Ikusagami turned and prepared to retreat the maneuver with Spyler, only for the bulbous creature to blind him with another series of flashing lights. Before the Guardian's vision could completely return to him, Spyler swiped at him with his claw, knocking the sword away from his hand. I find that hard to believe. But despite the loss of his main weapon, Ikusagami was nowhere near helpless. With a mighty shove, the armored warrior sent Spyler stumbling back while his foe was distracted. Knight once again extended his arm. A shining spear of light appeared in his hand. Taking aim, Ikusagami hurled the spear at Spyler, plunging it deep into the Cherubi's gut. Clutching at the spear, Spyler cried out as he fell to the ground, erupting into a fireball. Claiming his sword, the sun god scanned the shattered remains of San Francisco. The damage was bad, but it could have been much, much worse. Still, he decided that the alien warlords who had sent the two monsters needed to be dealt with, lest they tried something like this again. Raising his legs, Utsuno Ikusagami, the fucking name, leapt high into the stratosphere, making a beeline for the Goroka fortress. Utsuno Ikusagami.
That is our winner, yes. I think this kind of, like, for me, this kind of evokes, like, the Match Zero equivalent, the original King Kong versus Space Godzilla, where I thought this would be a lot more one-sided than what it turned out to be. That was, like, it was better than I had expected it, but it's still, like, I think it still does a better job at showcasing Spyler Wargilgar than I had originally given credit for, but it was still pretty obvious who was going to win by the end of this, to me.
Yeah, even with that, like, even with, like, their moments, it's not, I never believed for a moment that they could actually turn the tide.
Yeah.
It's like, they rolled a crit, but they're level 1 and they're fighting a level 100 monster. A crit won't even, like, beat him.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, I'm not really a fan of these types of matches where you have one monster that is clearly overscaled compared to the others, and there's nothing the other monsters can do. I think the best one that does it is the one with Utsuno versus Gaminis, because in that case, it's like there's like a story behind it. In this case, it's
spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers, but there's in this case, it's very much we're the evil monsters and we're going to attack, and Utsuno comes in and finishes them off. So it's good. I just don't. I'm just not a fan of these types of matches. Utsuno can become very one-sided. I think it's better, but I'm just not a fan of things. I still think the match is good. I'm not saying the Christian doesn't, like, this match isn't poorly written or anything.
Yeah.
It's just not my style of match. It's still a good match. It's just not my type. On the note of the banner, though, really nice shots. Utsuno not glowing as much. Appreciate it. It works better with the background. And is it just me, or is that the top of the Full House? Like, does anyone ever watch the show Full House and, like, seen the top of the buildings? Does that look like San Francisco? Like that, like the opening of the show to me? Like, if they just, like, scrolled up to the top of the houses in the backdrop?
It kind of does.
Yeah.
I can't say I've seen Full House or the intro to it, so I know of it, don't get me wrong, and I'm aware that's in San Francisco, so maybe? I don't know how to answer that. Okay, Nagoda says it, like it does. So.
It's all connected.
Full House is canon to the KWC. But yeah, once again, this is another case of the banner. I think I actually kind of like this one, mostly because it's hard to get Spyler and Wargilgar images. It's really hard. So it's like, granted, the quality of the banner, like the quality of the two aren't the best. They're a little too pixelated. But I think, like, those poses aren't commonplace, so...
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah.
I actually just looked it up.
And the Full House thing?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna... okay, hold on. I'm gonna post this.
Alright, I'm gonna have to put this into... post it in here so that way I can post it in the video post.
This isn't the best angle, but this is Full House. And I'm going to post it for you guys right here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Like, I think...
really is.
I think it's lined... Yeah, because it's lined up.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
You wanna know how I know? Because look, the final building, the green one... You can see where the brown one, like, dips underneath of it, and in the back of the match, Utsuno's standing next to it.
Yeah.
Hashtag Full House cameo in a KWC match.
Oh my gosh, yes! Christian, you beautiful bastard.
Alright, now someone needs to write a match where it's those characters and they're watching in the background.
I wish.
Yes, there. That's Nagoda's next thing. It's Full House reads a KWC.
Oh god. Alright.
No. You can't use Dr. Frankenstein, but you can use the Full House cast.
Not Victor Frankenstein. We didn't say anything about Dr. Frankenstein, alright? Let's get ourselves clear.
Oh god, this was the season 7 of Full House, which is why it was canceled. The budget just got too insane.
Wow, that's hilarious. That's a fun factoid right there. Full House
Turns out this is the script for the deleted episode.
That's funny. But friggin', alright. Let's see. I guess Grayshaw kind of said what he needed to say concerning the match. So
I think I said more. You want a fun fact, Kaiju? Bam, you're welcome.
Alright. Right.
We're not welcome.
Unicorn, what'd you think of the match?
I thought it was, again, for two alien lackeys fighting a god. I guess it's the best that the match could have done. Again, it's really, really one-sided. But I do like it because I don't know anything about Zone Fighter, like, at all. So having exposure for those monsters to a Western audience, I could say, like people that read this, is pretty nice. Just to know about them. So, in that regard, I do like the match. Banner, it looks pretty nice, even though, Full House apparently. Yeah, not much to say. It's an alright match, pretty one-sided, but yeah.
Because Nagoda's still muted for the time being, Alex, what'd you think of the match?
Predictable one-sided match is predictable. And it was boring.
It's a darn tootin' shame you feel that way, but no, I don't blame you. Nagoda, do you think you could try and speak, or is it too loud for you at the moment? Because, yeah, Nagoda couldn't really read the part because he's out and about doing things, so. He says, like the banner, and the match was alright. So. Yeah, I think that about... Oh, wait, hang on. Nagoda's still typing. I want to see if he has anything else to say before we conclude the match and continue on. Also, Utsuno posing to charge up his energy blade. There's something about monsters with posing recently. I guess so. Can't be helped, I suppose. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, got more flying by. So, alright, so with the, congratulations from the plane that was flying by. This has been match 122. This has been match 122, and we will be seeing you guys next time for match 123. Till then, folks.